Hey everybody, how's it going? So, I just recorded an episode of the podcast, and I got thinking that I wanted to have this conversation. A lot of the time in life, we're not quite sure what we want to do. We've all been there. Maybe you don't. Maybe you've always known what you want to do. But for some people, it doesn't come that easy. You're not sure what's out there for you, what you're interested in. For me personally, I didn't know I was into elk hunting till I tried it. I never did till a couple years ago. Um, I finally tried it once, and although I didn't see any elk and we hiked a long time, I figured I'd give it one more shot, and I'm glad I did, because after getting into elk, man, was I hooked. But my point's not that. My point here is to tell you a little bit of advice that I think everybody should follow. One thing that I know goes on here with us, like my wife, she had to stop working the job she was working when we had the other kid, because childcare is incredibly expensive. If you have children, you know that, and it just wouldn't have worked out. So she stopped working there. She started taking over the house. She does a lot around the house, but she's not quite sure what it is she wants to do. And we always have this conversation. Here's my advice to people for it. I don't care what it costs me to try something that interests you. I don't care what it costs for you to try something that interests you. Bow hunting for me was an expense, and I tried it, and I'm glad I did. I absolutely love it. Fitness, maybe you're thinking, I don't know about the gym membership. Well, try it. What are you out, 1 month? It's not that big a deal, and here's why. We live every day of our life, but we die once. And that one time of dying sets the tone for everything you've done. If you don't try things through your life, and you get to that point where you're not sure that you did everything you wish you would have done, are you going to regret it? Maybe you want to try photography, and you're like, man, I don't know if I want to buy a good camera and pay for the software. Find a way to do it, honestly. And I'm not trying to tell you to bankrupt yourself. That's not what I'm not giving you advice to completely wreck yourself. I'm saying find a way to do it, because maybe that is the thing that gets you going. Maybe that's the thing that you're passionate about, but you'll never know until you try it. Take that jump. Take that leap into something. If you don't like it, you can sell the equipment. Somebody else might want to try it. You won't get back what you paid for it, but you're not out anything. And here's why. People look at this idea that you're out something when you try something new, or when you try a new career path. You want to start a business or something. People are like, oh, I'm going to lose this if this doesn't work. But what you're not seeing is you're gaining something. You're gaining an experience. You're gaining knowledge of whether or not that was for you. So that's what I think you need to focus on. Is this for you? Is this something you enjoy? If you think that it's something that you might be interested in, you have an inclination that this is something you're interested in, I encourage you to try it. Do it. Don't limit yourself, because what if it doesn't work out? If it doesn't work out, you're back to where you're at now. You still don't know. Try something else. So if you got a business that you're looking at starting, that you're like, man, I want to, but what if it doesn't work out? Who gives a shit? At the end of the day, if it doesn't work out, you're better off now, because now you know it didn't work out. You know it wasn't for you. You know that's not the path you want to take. But if you never take the chance, you're going to end up regretting it one day. And you're always going to think, what if? And that what if is a huge factor. I think to myself, what if I would have started elk hunting back when I was 15, 16 years old, rather than waiting until I was in my late 20s? How much better would I be? How much experience would I have? And I regret that I never did try it, but I'm happy I did now. It doesn't change anything, but at the same time, there's other things that I've tried that I'm like, that's really not for me. When you find something that you're passionate about and that you truly enjoy, all those other failures led to that success. So when you think about it, that's what you need to focus on. Figure out what it is that you want to do. You got an idea for a business you want to run, do it. Go at it full force. Don't half-ass it. Take the chance. Do what you need to do to figure out whether or not it's for you. You're thinking, man, it'd be kind of cool to run a marathon. Start fucking training for it, man. Worst case scenario, you stop training for it because it's really not what you want to do. You find out that's not really your thing. It's annoying. You don't like running, whatever it might be that stops you. And don't do it then. Move on to the next thing. Always work on being the next better version of you, whatever it might be, no matter what the cost is to you. It's all worth it in the end, because when we leave this world, we only leave with the things we've done and the experiences we've had. We don't leave with the shit we've created or the things that we've bought. You don't get to take your truck with you. You can't take your house with you. Your bank account stays with whoever is, the person that gets all your shit when you go. So this thought process of, I need to do this because this is the way our life is, I stopped looking at it that way. Modern civilization has caused us to get into this thought process that our whole life is revolved around planning for retirement and our death. If that's the only two things in your life you plan for and work on, those are the only two meaningful things in your life you're going to see, and you're going to live in misery most of the time, because that's what you're trying to work for, is your own damn death. It's annoying, and it's one of those things that, what's life come to? Are you really, you get put into debt all the time. We all do. It happens, whether it's credit card debt, college debt, vehicles, houses, whatever it is, you fucking owe somebody something. And so this idea that, I got to try to get rid of as much debt as I possibly can so that, I don't leave a bunch of debt behind when I go, is ridiculous. The fact that a dead person can owe somebody money is absolutely fucking ludicrous to me. But it's the society we live in, and it's created this idea that our safe bubble has to exist. And if your safety bubble is what exists around you, and that's the only thing you focus on, then you're never going to have the experiences you want to have in your life. You're not going to try the things you want to try. You're not going to take that step towards starting your own business. You're not going to take that step to see if you enjoy photography or hiking or hunting or whatever it might be. You're always going to be like, well, I just don't know if I can afford to do that right now. But you can. If you spend fucking $6 a day on a coffee, you can quit doing that, make coffee at home for $1 a cup, and save so much money that you could put a little money into something. Now, yeah, life happens. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you just don't have the money for it right now, but you can find a way to do it. It doesn't always take the best thing ever. You don't have to have the best stuff. I record my fucking videos on my cell phone. I'm not doing this to get famous or earn money from it. I'm doing it because I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy sharing things. I enjoy doing my workouts, and hopefully maybe down the road inspiring one other person to take a leap. If my whole life revolved around my safety net, you wouldn't see me here. I wouldn't use social media. I wouldn't need to be here, because I'd have other things going on. And I'm glad I stopped looking at life that way, because I'm now living life, and that's what you need to do. Live every day. Stop worrying about dying. Stop worrying about the future. Stop worrying about retirement. Some people don't even make it to retirement. You could die tomorrow. What good did that fucking retirement worry do you? Not a damn bit. But if you took that chance, you started your own business, you died tomorrow, at least you did something. At least you took that chance to see what you felt about it. But if you don't do it because you're like, oh, well, the job I'm in now is secure, and I make minimum wage, and I'm secure in this position, and that's what keeps you from ever trying something that you're passionate about, you're gonna waste your life working for other people's problems than working for your own. Now, I'm not saying you abandon your kids or your family or whatever, but I'm saying, find a way to make it happen. Find a way to try it. Who knows? If it hadn't been for some of the people taking their leap to what they wanted, we wouldn't have half the shit we have. We wouldn't have the great, massive, technological advances we've had. Those people had to take a chance. They took a risk. You see people starting businesses. They took a chance. They're happy. If that's what you want, that's what you got to go after. So, get out there and try something. Figure it out. Figure out a way to make it work. Because at least if you try it, you'll know you tried it, and you don't have to regret not doing it later in life. So, get out there and get it done.